WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American over here in Germany, tasting rare and exotic whiskeys. Today I have a single cask from Berry Brothers and Rudd from Australia. So, single cask Australian single malt whiskey distilled at Starward Distillery, vintage 2016, exclusive fair bottling 2023. Can someone please tell me what the exclusive fair is? If it's a fair bottling, we have fair bottlings over here all the time in Germany. So we have a lot of whiskey fairs. Let's go for the Limburg Whiskey Fair. Let's go for the Village Whiskey Fair in Nuremberg, and so on. And they have a fair bottling, which means it's a bottling that you buy at the fair, and it's a special bottling just for the fair. What's this, though? Exclusive, yay, fair bottling. Now, I'm going to stop complaining about that. Whiskybase number 231473. Now, this was distilled 2016. It was bottled 2023. It's 6 years of age. It's a hogshead. It'll work on that terminology in a moment. And it's 240 bottles at 54.2%. Now, I've talked with the Licorice Brothers down in Iron Root that sent barrels of Iron Root barrels, not totes, not IBCs, International Container, whatever, IBCs, over to Berry Brothers Rudd to the UK. So they actually buy real barrels. At the moment, I'm in the process of buying a couple barrels from the US to bring to Germany for single cask bottlings, and I'm told at the moment we can fit 4 barrels on a pallet, so we send pallets over. We can buy a container, rent a container, and send the whole container full, but I don't have enough deep pockets for containers at the moment. I'm not really sure if the German market could actually do. That'd be 10 times, that'd be 40, basically, single casks. 4, yes. And so we put 2 barrels on pallet, put another 2 barrels, wrap it up with all that, shrink wrap, and just send it over and hope everything doesn't leak on the way over is basically how we do that. We hope it doesn't leak. So that's what they did here as well. So they took barrels, this 1 barrel, probably more than 1 barrel, they bought at Starward, brought it up to the UK, probably England, and actually stored it there and bottled it there, which I think is great. So as I think I mentioned, Whiskybase 231473, the price of this in Germany is 117 euros and 90 cents. So it's a 6-year-old hogshead single barrel. What am I going to compare it to? I'm going to compare it to a Germany exclusive. This is Whiskybase 229593. This is 56.7%. This is Kirsch Imports exclusive, barrel number 10356. And we have, and this is what really bothered me at the very beginning, and we have 396 bottles. So I did the math real quick, 396 times 0.7, we get 277 liters. And then I read on the back here, and that's what's really kind of cool. It says here, barrel number 10356, it says barrel size 300 liter hogshead. Hogsheads are 250 in the UK. Sherry hogsheads are 250. And for some reason, the hogsheads in Australia, at least this hogshead, is 300 liters. That's special. That's unique. All right, and it's from the Barossa Valley is where the barrel came from. So I'm not going to read the tasting notes that I'm supposed to be getting yet. But that was like, wow, I'm confused. I think in one of my videos I actually said there are, in Australia I would expect it to be a barrique 225 instead of the hogshead 250, but it says so on the bottle here, and it's even 300. So as I said, I'm confused. I don't understand. So I'm still learning. Let's just go with it and flow with it. All right. So this actually had a retail price of 89 euros. This is 117. So we're about 30 euros more for the 6-year-old whiskey that was not entirely matured in Australia for the entire 6 years. I'm going to say 50-50. I'm going to say, I don't know. I have to guess. It's a guesstimate, all right? I'm going to say half the time was in Australia, half the time was in the UK. This entire 4-year was in Australia and bottled just for the German market. So if you look at the colors here, it's going to be a tad bit darker with the 4-year-old, just a tad. And also the alcohol with 56.7 is a tad bit more than the 54.2. Nowhere on the label do I find here cask strength. I do find natural color. I do find non-chilled filtered. Unchilled filtered, I'm sorry. I do find the Hogshead. I do find Australia, but I do not anywhere see the phrase here, cask strength. Why not, Berry Brothers and Rudd? Come on. All right, so on the nose, red wine gummies. I like this is the characteristic DNA of Starward. They are built on the backbone of Australian wine casks that they fill their new make spirits into, and usually fully matured and wonderfully made. I like Starward. I like the red wine. I like the process of doing. I like the double pot still distillation. Nothing wrong. Prices sometimes could be a little bit too high for my liking, but how they're doing what they're doing, I like. And I like this. This, with 4 years of age, I expect to be hotter. It's not. There's more of a fruitiness. There's more of a stronger berry note, more of a combination of a blackberry, raspberry, strawberry, plum moment. And there's a little bit more of a caramel, a little bit of a sweeter moment going on in here as well. I like this better. And a little bit of a dark chocolate with tobacco. I get tobacco here. More of a pipe tobacco here. I have more of a cigar tobacco that's not lit. I don't like tobaccos that are lit, but if you take a good cigar and you just smell that dried tobacco leaves, that's fantastic. That's what I'm getting over here. All right, interesting. Both of these are very, very high quality. Both of these are very, very good products in my opinion. Good, let's try them. Cheers. This is what I expect from a good Starward single barrel. You have the rich red wine tannins, coats the side of your tongue, a little bit down into the back of your throat. There's no alcohol burn. It's just perfectly made. You have the barley sugars, you have the grain, you have a little bit of the wood spiciness. Nothing overpowers. The only thing that I can mention here, and that's been mentioned by me a few times when I have Starward products, they have a certain flavor profile, and just there's not many transitions. And there's sometimes a little bit of the cherry lollipop. Kirsch is German, and therefore it's cherry. The cherry lollipop moment going on in there, and it's from the beginning to the end. And I like. This is a C plus, maybe even a B minus on a good day whiskey. Let's go for B minus, C plus. Value for money, 117 euros is where I kind of go, well, no thank you. I did buy the bottle. I did expect to have a bottle share to get rid of the bottle. Well, look what happened. I still have 50 CLs basically, or 45 CLs left here. I'm going to re-offer it as a bottle share. I'm going to re-offer it as someone buying just the open bottle and have it for their own collection at a reduced price. What I do is I buy the bottles. I want to have the bottles in front of me. I want to review them. I like sharing them. I fill them up in the little 10 or the 5 CL little bottles here and send them out all over Germany, people who like it. And it works out fairly well. But sometimes there's some brands that I really like that my community just doesn't feel the same about. And there's just a few people that go buy the samples, and I'm left with the rest of the bottle. But hey, maybe this video might encourage a couple people here in Germany to actually go and say, hey, I would like to try that. Oh, it's B minus, C plus sounds really, really good, even though the price is a little bit higher. Berry Brothers and Rudd, give good products. I went to their website, bbr.com, Berry Brothers and Rudd, bbr.com. And at the moment, they only have one Australian whiskey offered. It's a 2016 Berry Brothers and Rudd Belgrove Cask 170216 single rye whiskey with 61.1%. This has been sold out and taken off their site. I do not know if there's an archive of any manner here that I could find, but I just typed in the word here, Starward, and that's the only one that arrived on the list that is in a single barrel here from them. We have the Nova, we have the Solera, we have the, there's an octave barrels, there's a French oak barrel here, I've never seen this one. This is actually a Coastal Stone Element Series first release in no cask single malt Australian whiskey that I'm not really sure is even something that has to do here with Starward. Who knows, but it was put on the list here. All right, let's go over to this one instead, giving my palate a little bit of time to reset here. The single barrel for Germany, number 10356, 56.7%. I have a sweet tooth. This has more sweetness, this has more caramel, this has more of a red wine. Sweetness involved in here. This is a little bit drier. Wow. Whiskybase 86.7, 85.5. So Whiskybase agrees with me that this is better. It's 30 euros cheaper. Wow, that's American oak comes through, the red wine comes through, the sweetness comes through. There's a tiny little bit more heat. 56.7 versus 54.2. But wow, I think the 4 years in Australia more than make up for the maybe even 3 years in the UK. So I'm not sure if this whiskey was matured entirely in the UK, in Australia, but a little bit of its time, if not a majority of its time, was in the UK, and you notice a difference there in the color as well, also as in the flavor profile and the alcohol. I would go here. This is definitely the the B minus whiskey here. This is the C++, B minus. This is the B minus. Value for money. This is a C minus. It's 90 euros. It's still a lot. This is, as I said, a D plus. This is 119 euro. It's a lot of money to pay for a single cask Australian whiskey. Anything from Berry Brothers and Rudd in single cask is a little bit more, but there's a lot of logistics involved. There's a lot of administration involved. There's a lot of things involved to get that single cask over to the UK and have them bottled there. But other distilleries have also nice single barrels directly from the country that we are sourced from. Good. So my question of the day is, number one, what is your favorite product at the moment from Berry Brothers and Rudd? Second question, what is your favorite product at the moment from Starward from Australia? And the third question is, what is your favorite red wine cask influenced whiskey? So please write those, at least one down in the comment. It would help me a lot. I will answer. I answer every single comment, even if it's just a thank you, but I do answer. And thank you very much for watching, liking, subscribing, telling others, and sharing the wisdom of Irish whiskey, of German whiskey, of American whiskey, of Australian whiskey, and single malt Scotch and Scotch whiskey, and other whiskeys around the world with you. See you real soon. Whiskey Jason here. Bye-bye.